Hi everyone, welcome back to Have a Trick of Fish, another vlog here on the bass series. I went bass fishing again, down on my local estuary mark, following the same sort of advice that I had before from Dave Taylor, trying to get down there and fish the last of the ebb and then the start of the flood. Didn't see anywhere near as much action as I had the night before with all the trout jumping, etc. But I did get quite a few little bumps on a fish crazy sand eel, so I switched over to a Savage Gear Seeker again, which I'd caught a mullet on the night before, and almost straight away caught myself a little schoolie, and probably the smallest bass I've ever seen. I'll stick the picture up now so you can have a look. And that was the only actual fish land of the session, but what I did see was probably the biggest bass I've seen before down there, or anywhere for a long time anyway. Right underneath my feet, followed a fish crazy sand eel right to my feet, and then sort of looked at me, might as well have laughed at me, and then turned away and swam the other direction. And that's the second night in a row I'd actually seen a decent bass there, because on Sunday night I was stopped to talk to somebody who was also down there spinning, and whilst I was chatting to him, a bass swam past us at that exactly the same spot, and that bass was probably about 3 or 4 pounds. So it just shows that little deeper channel, exactly where I was fishing, probably holds some good fish on a regular basis. I've not been down there the last few nights since, because the tide's been a bit bigger and I've been a bit busy. So hoping to get down there as soon as possible. I am very busy tonight, tomorrow and the weekend, so possibly Sunday night will be the next chance I get to go and fish. I'm not even sure what the tides are doing off the top of my head then, but
Right, so a couple more sessions I want to talk about. On the 28th of April, I went down. It was actually fishing sort of light into dark, but I sort of got off the mark before it got dark, didn't have a head torch with me. I fished the left side of the estuary, different side to what I've normally been fishing, and actually sort of clambered over some rocks, and I was spinning metals off the rocks, and I managed to get 2 schoolie bash. I'll put the pictures up. This was the first one. It was the smaller of the 2, and then literally about 2 or 3 casts afterwards, I sort of hit out the metal on the bass rod again, and fished it on the drop, and actually got the take on the drop, and that was this fish here. And then on the 3rd of May, I went down to a different beach mark, sort of probably about 1.5 miles around from the estuary. It's the sort of next one from my house. I went down in complete darkness, hiked down probably about 1 o'clock in the morning, and I fished for about 2 hours on the mark until I had a fish. Basically, I had a couple of bumps on soft plastics, and on the sort of bigger soft plastics, sort of 7-inch sort of Senko style lures. And then once I sort of wasn't hooking up, I decided to try something different. So I stuck on like a really big fish black minnow. I can't remember the name of the size. If I can get it, I'll stick the details on the screen. But yeah, first cast with a black minnow, I caught hooked into a slightly better bass than the previous 3 or 4 I'd had, and that's this one here. I'll stick on the screen now. Really chuffed to actually get a sort of, I'll say a half decent fish. Some of you will say this is not a half decent fish because it's still a schoolie, but compared to the little tiny fish I've been having, it's slightly better. So they're getting bigger, more confidence. I haven't really had a chance to fish since. I had a little go yesterday afternoon, the bright sun, and it was a calm day down the estuary, but didn't even have waders with me. I went down with a friend of mine, Graham, and had a sort of fish, just sort of show him where I've been fishing and have a bit of a chat and a catch up. Hoping to get out a few nights this week. I haven't really checked the tides yet, but I'll get out nonetheless anyway. See you soon on the next update.